It's week 3! Welcome back UTkids to our UTkids Summer Olympics. I am so excited for you to see your scores from last week and to see our challenges for this week because the competition has got even fiercer. So are you ready? Have you got your team colours on? Do you know what team you're in? Let's remind ourselves. Nursery to P2 you are in Gold Rush. P3 and P4 you're Blue Wave, P5 and P6 you are Green Thunder, and our P7s are packing the heat with Red Inferno. You got that? Okay, let's meet our teams.
Here we go, can't be slow, go rush! La la la, la 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 la, hey, blue wave, ooh, rush!
Thunder!
Feel the thunder, green thunder, thunder, feel the thunder, green thunder. Can't beat the heat, Red Inferno. Can't beat the heat, Red Inferno.
It's time to see the scores on the doors from last week, and you will not believe it. Somebody managed to beat every single leader in the shoe flip game. They managed to beat every single team captain, and they won double points for their team. Who do you think it is? If you're watching, you'll know it's you. We are going to let you see who that person is now.
1. Half a point. 2. A half. 3 points.
Whoa, Jamie, that was unreal. Well done, Jamie, and you've won double points for Green Thunder. I wonder if that pushed you into the lead this week. Let's find out. But before we do, make sure that you are like Jamie next week and you win double points for your team by sending in your videos. Every single person who sends a video in this week is going to win double the points because we love to see what you're doing. So make sure your videos are in to utkids@utbelfast.org by Thursday. Just get your mum or your dad or your big sister or whoever's at home to video you doing your challenge, and then you can make it into next week's video too with double points.
Good afternoon, welcome to week 3, challenge 3. The title of this challenge is, or the name of this challenge is, I like to move it. So there is moving involved, okay? But maybe not the moving that you think might be involved. So for this challenge, what you're going to need, some marshmallows, some toothpaste, any brand will do. Got some Colgate. Shout out Colgate. And you're gonna need 2 plates. You know, be really careful with these because I'll probably break them. You need 2 plates. So what you're gonna do is, with 1 plate, you're gonna pour all your marshmallows onto that plate. And then you're gonna set the second plate right beside it. Okay? Now, this is where the toothpaste comes in. You're going to get your toothpaste, you're going to take a bit out, put it on your nose, you're going to smell minty fresh, okay? Put it on your nose, and you've got 1 minute to get as many marshmallows from one plate onto the other plate using only your nose. So you're trying to get the toothpaste to stick to the marshmallows and drop them on to the second plate. Sounds pretty easy, but how about we check out how our team captains got on. class. So some of those guys were really good at that challenge, but I wonder could you guys be just as good? But remember, we've got all week to do it. So before we get into it, how about we get up on our feet and we do a bit of singing and a bit of dancing.
UTkids. It was my birthday and I got a new book. Want to see it? It's called The Boy, the Mole, the Fox and the Horse. Have you got this book already? Have you seen it? Well, can I show you my favourite part? It's this picture. And this picture says, "You fell, but I've got you." You see, the boy has fallen into the water, but it's okay because the horse has got him. I just love that picture. I love that image of that panic when you fall in, but then realizing it's okay because actually somebody's got you and you're safe. I just think it's such a lovely, lovely image. But it reminded me of a Bible story as well. You see, a good friend is there to help you up, and that's what I want us to think about today. So we've been talking about Thessalonians, about how friends encourage one another and how we are to build each other up. And that often involves using our words, but other times it's about actually being there, actually doing something. Do you remember the Bible story about Jesus in the storm? And Peter's in it too. Hold on, I'm going to read it for you now. In my Bible, it's called Jesus Walks on Water, and it says this: Jesus made the disciples get into the boat, and he had them go on ahead of him to Bethsaida. He went up on a mountainside to pray. When evening came, the boat was in the middle of the lake. Jesus was all alone on land. He saw the disciples pulling hard on the oars. The wind was blowing against them. Jesus went out to the disciples. He walked on the lake. They saw him walking on the lake, and they thought he was a ghost. They were terrified. Right away, he said, "Be brave. It is I. Don't be afraid." "Lord, is it really you?" asked Peter. "Tell me to come to you then, on the water." "Come," Jesus said. So Peter got out of the boat. He walked on the water to Jesus. But when he saw the wind, he was afraid. He began to sink. He cried, "Lord, save me." Right away, Jesus reached out his hand and caught him. When they climbed into the boat, the wind died down. Then those in the boat worshipped Jesus, and they said, "You really are the Son of God." Just like the horse got the boy, Jesus got Peter. Jesus was a good friend to Peter. He knew the importance of being there to help his friend up just when he would need him. And as I was reading that, I was thinking about a time when my friends helped me. Quite a lot of years ago, my friends and I decided that we would go travelling. We wanted to go and see all the different countries of Europe, and the cheapest way to do it at the time was to buy an Interrail ticket, and that was a train ticket that we would have for 1 whole month that would let us travel on as many trains as we wanted in that time. It didn't matter if they were in the same country or going to a different country, this train ticket would work for them all. So we packed everything we would need for a month into our big rucksacks, loaded them onto our back, and we headed off. And we had a brilliant time. We saw so many cool places and cool things, and lots of countries within that month. But the bag really got me down sometimes. It was so heavy, and sometimes when we would get off a train, we had nowhere to stay, and we had to walk for quite a while to find somewhere, sometimes having to go upstairs or downstairs carrying this big bag. And I remember this one time we were hurrying to leave a place and to get our next train, and the bags were all packed, and I had mine on my back, and I was coming down these big stone steps of the place where we were staying, and I just slipped, and I missed the last few steps, and I fell, and I went tumbling down and crashed onto the concrete floor. And when I looked up, I saw my friends looking so concerned. "Are you all right?" they said. And you know, I actually had to think for a minute, was I all right? I was so shocked. But I was all right. My great big heavy rucksack, which I had been carrying, as I had fallen, had pulled me onto my back and broken my fall. So it hit the ground and I didn't. I was just lying on top of it like a little upturned woodlouse that couldn't get back on its feet. My friends started to laugh, and I was trying with all my might to get myself back up onto my feet, and I couldn't because the bag was so heavy. And my friends couldn't help me for laughing. They said, "You just look so funny. You're like a little bug." And so I was, and I was laughing too. But eventually, when the laughter stopped, one of them reached down and took my left hand, and the other one reached down and took my right hand, and they pulled me up onto my feet. I was so glad that my friends were there to help me up. The Bible tells us in Ecclesiastes chapter 4 verse 9 and 10, it says, "Two are better than one, because if one falls, the other can help him up. But pity the one who falls and there's no one to help him up." You know, if my friends hadn't been there to help me up that day, I might still be there like a little woodlouse stuck on my back. And if Jesus hadn't have been there to help Peter, well, he would have sunk beneath the waves. And those stories came back to my mind as I saw that little image of the horse and the boy in my new book. But what it made me think of mostly was just the times that God has got me. You know, my friends couldn't do anything to help me out of my sin, but God sent Jesus, and Jesus paid the price for my sins. I had fallen, I had made the mistakes, but God had me. Jesus paid the price. And there's lots of times in life actually when things go wrong and I don't know what to do about it, but it's okay because God has got me. So this week, I want you to look for an opportunity to be a good friend, to help someone up, someone who needs a hand. And that might be picking them up because they've fallen down at football. It might be helping them because their bag's too heavy like me. It might be not actually reaching down with your hand and picking them up. It might be using your words instead. We've been talking lots about that verse in Thessalonians, that how important it is to encourage one another, to build each other up. Well, sometimes giving somebody a hand up looks like saying the things that they need to hear or doing something for them. So maybe if your friend hasn't fallen down, but maybe they feel low, maybe they're having a bad day, well, you're the person that comes along with something good to say, something that will build them up, or just that little distraction or fun activity that takes their mind off it for a while. Maybe you're the one who listens and makes them feel a little bit better. Look for opportunities this week to be a good friend and help someone up. And I don't know what's in your week this week, but I know that whatever happens, whether it's good things or not, that God's got you just like He's got me. He is the best friend that we can ever have. And there's never a time that He'll let us down or not be there when we need Him. So no matter what happens to you this week, I want you to remember that. God's got you. He has always got you. Have a good week, UTkids, and I'll see you soon.
Alright, that is us for another week. I hope you guys have had fun. I know I've had fun. I've enjoyed tuning in with you guys, and we know our challenge for this week. Now remember, when you're taking part in the challenge, get your team colours on, get a video of you doing it. This one will be absolutely hilarious. So we want to see you guys taking part, and we want to see you stacking up the points for your teams. So remember, get your videos in, get your scores in by Thursday of this week, and let's see which team can win some points. Alright, so you know what you're doing. Mallows, plates, Colgate toothpaste, or any brand of toothpaste. But it's over to you guys. We hope you tune in next week. Have a great week and see you then.